The more I know of the world, the more am I convinced that I shall never see a man whom I can really love. I require so much. We certainly do not forget you as soon as you forget us. It is, perhaps, our fate rather than our merit. We cannot help ourselves. We live at home, quiet, confined, and our feelings prey upon us. You are forced on exertion. You have always a profession, pursuits, business of some sort or other, to take you back into the world immediately, and continual occupation and change soon weaken impressions. All the privilege I claim for my own sex is that of loving longest, when existence or when hope is gone. Love is, above all else, the gift of oneself. Age does not protect you from love, but love, to some extent, protects you from age. Is love supposed to last throughout all time? Or is it like trains changing at random stops? If I loved her, how could I leave her? If I felt that way then, how come I don't feel anything now? What is it about possessing things? Why do we feel the need to own what we love? And why do we become jerks when we do? We've all been there. You want something, to possess it. By possessing something, you lose it. You finally win the girl of your dreams. The first thing you do is change her. The little things she does with her hair, the way she wears her clothes, or the way she chews her gum. Pretty soon what you like, what you changed, what you don't like, blends together like a watercolor in the rain. True love brings up everything. You're allowing a mirror to be held up to you daily. Light fuse and get away may work for a Roman candle, but not so much for the wrath of a woman scorned. A good relationship is like fireworks, loud, explosive, and liable to maim you if you hold on too long. Love is the delightful interval between meeting a beautiful girl and discovering that she looks like a haddock. Breaking up isn't something that gets done to you. It's something that happens with you. I'm in love with you, and I know that love is just a shout into the void, and that oblivion is inevitable, and that we're all doomed, and that there will come a day when all our labor has been returned to dust. And I know the sun will swallow the only earth we'll ever have, and I am in love with you. That's who you really like, the people you can think out loud in front of. The best way to get people to like you is not to like them too much. There's some people in this world who you can just love and love and love no matter what. When you're a teenager and you're in love, it's obvious to everyone but you and the person you're in love with. 'Tis the most tender part of love, each other to forgive. Gravity, it keeps you rooted to the ground. In space, there's not any gravity. You just kind of leave your feet and go floating around. Is that what being in love is like? How we treasure the people who acknowledge us. To love is to receive a glimpse of heaven. Passion is seldom the end of any story, for it cannot long endure if it is not soon supplemented with true affection and mutual respect. She makes me love her, and I like people who make me love them. It saves me so much trouble in making myself love them. There is no use in loving things if you have to be torn from them, is there? And it's so hard to keep from loving things, isn't it? When people mean to be good to you, you don't mind very much when they're not quite, always. Our hearts can deceive us. Our hearts cannot reason. They cannot judge a man's character. All they can do is see a man and think, there is a fine specimen. He is handsome and attentive. He will father healthy children. It is only our mind that we can trust. Our mind can catch him in lies. Our mind can fathom his honesty and honor. Honesty is the only way with anyone when you'll be so close as to be living inside each other's skins. When you give each other everything, it becomes an even trade. Each wins all. Love is an exploding cigar we willingly smoke. Real love is a permanently self-enlarging experience. To be brave is to love someone unconditionally, without expecting anything in return. To just give. That takes courage, because we don't want to fall on our faces or leave ourselves open to hurt. Love is the big booming beat which covers up the noise of hate. Hatred paralyzes life. Love releases it. Hatred confuses life. Love harmonizes it. Hatred darkens life. Love illuminates it. Think about a woman. Doesn't know you're thinking about her. Doesn't care you're thinking about her. Makes you think about her even more. Love is a snowmobile racing across the tundra, and then suddenly it flips over, pinning you underneath. At night, the ice weasels come. Learning to love yourself is the greatest love of all. I always like a good math solution to any love problem. The perversity of the human spirit is such that when a young lady longs for one specific partner, every other partner counts for nothing. When a person is uncertain in love, there is nothing easier than for him to put one and one together, and to make three out of them. Fall not in love, therefore it will stick to your face. She hadn't chosen him over all the others. The truth was that she hadn't even thought about anyone else. The love of those we don't love in return settles on the surface, and from there quickly evaporates. The first duty of love is to listen. Love is an act of endless forgiveness, a tender look which becomes a habit. Love is not blind. It sees more, not less. But because it sees more, it is willing to see less. For one human being to love another, that is perhaps the most difficult of all our tasks, the ultimate, the last test and proof, the work for which all other work is but preparation. He who is in love is wise and is becoming wiser, sees newly every time he looks at the object beloved, drawing from it with his eyes and his mind those virtues which it possesses. Could you imagine how horrible things would be if we always told others how we felt? Life would be intolerably bearable. You can't show love to someone at the expense of someone else who loves you. You make me understand how wonderful it is for little lizards when they find that one special rock that's perfect for sunning themselves on. You make me lizard happy. Before I met my husband, I'd never fallen in love, though I'd stepped in it a few times.